Okay, so good morning, everybody. Well, good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar on the benefits of CAFM software. My name is Amy, and I work in the internal sales team for Topdesk with a focus on facilities management. And I'm also joined today by my colleague Sam, who works alongside me in the same team. So thank you for joining us today. It's nice to see that a couple of you here, we did actually meet at the FM show the other week. So thank you again for coming to speak to us at the event, and we hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Firstly, I would like to just get some of the logistics out of the way, then I'll give you an idea of what we will be talking about through the webinar. We hope to spend about 40 minutes together overall, so just to give you an idea of time, and we will be sending out a recording, so if you do have to scoot off right before the end, you can always catch up afterwards. So for those of you that haven't used GoToWebinar before, you'll notice a panel on the right-hand side. This is expandable and collapsible using the orange arrow. So this is where you can ask us any questions, and we'll be answering these throughout on the chat box. And possibly if there's time at the end, we're going to address some of the questions aloud so that everybody can benefit from the answers. So this panel, when expanded, may cover some of the demonstration that Sam's going to give you a little bit later. So don't forget to collapse it with the orange button so that you aren't going to miss out on any of the good stuff. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking to you about the benefits of CAFM software and how these can help you in your organization. Whether this is your first step into CAFM or whether you're already using a tool and perhaps you're just looking to improve the current processes. And then hopefully we're going to show you some good tips and benefits of these in action in Topdesk as real-life examples. Please do remember that although we're looking at questions at the end, we're going to answer throughout. So again, if anything pops up, just drop us a message on the box and either myself or Sam will respond throughout the webinar. But initially, I'm just going to give you a quick introduction to who Topdesk are and why we think we can help you realize the benefits of CAFM software. So Topdesk first started in the Netherlands in 1992 by two students who wanted to share their software to help others improve their customer service. 25 years of experience later, Frank and Walter are still the CEOs, but we've grown to 12 offices in 10 different countries with over 500 employees. Our Topdesk tool is a fully web-based solution that can be hosted by us as software as a service or hosted on-premise by yourselves. So there's two different options of how you'd like to see that. One of the good things about Topdesk is that we're a modular tool. So this means that you can pick and choose the CAFM solution you would like based on the modules that we provide to make sure you're only paying for what you will need and use. This also allows you to build a solution that supports your needs for both the present and the future in a highly scalable manner. Today, Topdesk is a user-friendly service management tool which can help facilities departments better manage jobs, work orders, assets, plan preventative maintenance tasks and more in a simple and easy way. And although the demonstration today is going to be of our tool configured for a facilities environment, Topdesk is used across multiple departments such as IT, HR and finance. So it is worth bearing in mind that when we are doing the demonstration that other areas in your company may also find the tool beneficial. Another good point to consider for the webinar is that we are currently joined by multiple organisations for this session, and all of which differ in many ways. So this might be the services that are providing within the facilities department, whether you're supporting internally or externally, or even the terminology that's used. So we see company to company with the ones that we speak to, terms such as job, work order, ticket or call being used interchangeably, as well as terms such as engineer, analyst or operator, again being the same term. So for the purpose of our demonstration, we will predominantly use work order and engineer. So at Topdesk, we believe in ensuring that our software is powerful, standard and easy to use. We want to empower our customers to enhance their services through the software in a simple yet effective way that does not take excessive amounts of consultancy to set up and learn. We've developed our software with your users in mind to ensure it's approachable and intuitive, allowing it to be a supportive tool for their day-to-day tasks, because nobody really wants to use a tool that isn't instantly understandable. Our software is now continuously deployed, allowing for small, frequent updates rather than costly milestone releases. This also allows a better customer service feedback system, so we have a direct impact on the feature requests to help us develop our tool for the best possible way for your customers and yourselves as users. I hope that's given you a nice introduction to Topdesk as a company, but I'd now like to move on to talking about some of the benefits that have been felt from an introduction to CAFM software in organizations. Those of you that are already using CAFM software or service management software will hopefully be seeing benefits already. Perhaps you're looking for some ways to best enhance these or find out some new inspiration of tool features. So hopefully Sam's going to cover these in a demonstration in a moment for you to really help you start thinking about where you're going with CAFM. If you are new to the idea of using software to improve and manage your facilities processes, there are several day-to-day benefits that can be realized through the implementation of a tool like CAFM. Firstly, an overall improvement to the efficiency should be noticed. So by having software that will streamline the process of a job being logged through to it being completed and perhaps reported on, a lot of repeat tasks, time, and costs can be cut. The use of automation and pre-planned routes also reduces the risk of human error, which should again save time and help to improve customer satisfaction. Automation in software means that menial tasks such as categorization, work order assignments based on skills, notification of work, and more can be set up to happen based on triggers and keywords, allowing for engineers to spend more time on resolving the work orders than logging them and updating the administration of the task, which I'm sure would make them and your team leaders happy to have more time on the job. Secondly, do you ever feel like you're getting frustrated with the order in which jobs or work orders are being completed? Perhaps it's a first-come, first-served basis rather than easily being able to manage your workload based on priorities and urgencies. By using software which can help prioritize tasks, it makes it easier to manage and keep to SLAs and contracts that are in place. By having an overview of all of what's going on ongoing or resolved jobs, it makes it a lot easier to see which tasks need more attention, what your engineers or operators are actually working on, and perhaps which target dates are nearing or may have actually passed. What's more, it then becomes possible to report on this information by using a tool. It makes it a lot easier to prove the value of your department by showing your stats, whether this needs to be a one-off report or a repeated scheduled report. And reports are often a great way to keep track on performance of suppliers, engineers, and gain customer feedback on how your team are doing. And Sam's going to be showing you how easy it can be to create a report in a tool in a little while for you. Facilities teams often find it difficult to track the life cycle of an asset, especially those of you that are handling thousands of assets day to day. By having CAFM software, it becomes really easy to keep tabs on the age and the history of assets through having these logged in an inventory. Information such as location, costs, perhaps any planned or reactive maintenance that's been undertaken on the asset, and being able to report on this easily, whether it's an individual asset or a group of assets, I guess can itself be an asset to your day-to-day work. And another but key daily benefit of CAFM is a large part of life of a facilities team often involves scheduling maintenance, so your PPMs. CAFM software takes the pressure off your team to remember planned preventative maintenance tasks. So there's no more need for emails or perhaps post-it notes scattered around the office as reminders. And by scheduling these tasks in a software tool, the tasks can appear automatically in your queue and you can receive a nice reminder or even reserve the asset that needs to be checked over. And there'll also be a nice audit trail of all the tasks that you've done either on the asset or as a history of your work, and this is available over time. And of course the day-to-day benefits are great, but these also add up to an overarching benefits that a solution may have in an organization. So there's a trend now growing for facilities departments to be more services focused, more integrated within an organization, and less reactive where possible. By having a tool that makes the department more efficient, it's going to free up time to better handle the tasks that come in. This helps to improve the services that you're providing to your end customer, and furthermore, having this tool allows you to use it to request services, see which services are actually available to them in a catalog style portal, where these would fit amongst other departments perhaps as well, and that again helps drive you towards that service focus. Sam's going to be showing you how you can present your services to a user in a self-service portal in just a moment, so that might be a nice way to start thinking about how this might look in your organization. Improving the image of your department with CAFM software is a great way to take a step forward together. Traditionally, facilities teams can be seen to be a little bit behind the times sometimes with regards to technology. By having a transparent department that displays the services provided clearly and that has a way to leave feedback on the work being done, it becomes easier to show all of the great work being done by the team. And we did discuss day-to-day reporting, but being able to show reports on the progress and work to management on the work being done and the value of the department is great. And it could even lead to being perhaps more invested as a department or have more investment put into your team should this be an option within your organizations. What I find to be the most critical benefit, though, is being able to become much more proactive as a department rather than firefighting in a reactive and sometimes perhaps panicked manner. Being able to schedule in maintenance and create reactive tickets easily where needed in a few clicks helps prevent users calling in when something's wrong. I'm sure you're all getting a little bit sick of having repeat phone calls come in, again, when it could have been a bit more proactive. Again, using reports to analyze and find out where issues are occurring, and more importantly, why they're occurring, allows for a much more proactive and prepared stance to work with going forwards. And these are just a small number of benefits that you can feel from having CAFM in an organization. But I'm going to stop there in order to have time to show you these in practice. So I'll now pass you over to my colleague Sam, who's going to look at these in Top Desk.
Hi everyone, so I am Sam and I work in the internal sales team at Top Desk UK. I work alongside Amy. And I'm going to show you today how you can use Top Desk in a CAFM manner. So what I'm firstly going to do is I'm going to take you through the self-service portal of Top Desk, and that is basically where you would present your services to your internal end users or perhaps to the customers that you support. And once I've done that, I will then take you through into the back end of the system, so the engineers login, and I'll just show you how you might use a CAFM software on a day-to-day manner using that. So what is a self-service portal? Well, it's the front-facing customer portal that the people you support will log into. So I mentioned this might be internal support, it might be external, and then you can present all of your services very nicely to them. If I just log in now, so you'll notice that Top Desk is a 100% browser-based tool, as Amy said. It's completely codeless, very easy to customize. If I log in as Fred H here into my self-service portal, then this is the main login screen that I see here. So you'll notice that you can report issues from here, you can log requests or see any previous requests that you've made, any work orders that you might want to register here as well. And as we mentioned, you can find out what services you've got on offer behind some of these tiles that we see here, as well as actually seeing if there are any major outages or broad service disruptions, as we call them, at your company. So for example, one thing I'm just going to show you is that you might have an issue whereby your hot water is not working in your organization. Here, we can present this information to our internal end users, and we can say what the issue is, what's actually being done here. So somebody's being called out, an engineer's working on it. But if this is actually affecting me as well, then I can say, yeah, I want to link myself up to this, and this affects me too. And the good thing about that is that I will then be told if there's been any update to this issue. I'll be emailed, or I can find out on this portal exactly what's going on here. So as Amy has said, Top Desk is a standardized tool. It is codeless. However, you can customize everything that you see here. So all the colors you see, the text, the images, you choose exactly what you want to see here. And one of the other benefits about a portal is that from here you can actually put knowledge or information that people might want to use to help resolve their own issues. So for example, say I might want to log into the portal to try and find out a way that I can fix an issue with my air conditioning. So if I know that this information might be available to me in the portal, then I can use this nice, neat, dynamic search bar here that's in front of me, and I can just start searching. It's a great feature about Top Desk. It is dynamic in this manner so that when I do search in the search bar, all results about air conditioning units or climate control within my company will come up in front of me here. So all services, as we've mentioned, or request forms in order to get an issue fixed with aircon, any frequently asked questions to do with aircon, and also any requests that I've made about this manner in the past. If I just take us now to this services page, I get a nice overview of everything to do with the service, all of the terms of it when it's available, also answers to any frequently asked questions I might have about it. So that information is pushed right out to me. And then say I can't find the answer to my question here, well, I can actually fill in a form to log a work order about the issue. When I click on here, I get all of these images or rich text here that can help me try and fix the problem. And I can even attach things like a manual here so that I might want to open this up and then fix the aircon unit for myself. And if the information was helpful to me, I can say that it was. And if it wasn't, then I can pass that information back onto the engineers that would normally work on this issue, and they will get notified of it. And you can make amendments in the back end of the system to make sure this knowledge continues to be relevant to you. So say that it wasn't very helpful to me. Well, I can now, from here, directly log a malfunction to do with my air conditioning. And this form has just been built by a simple drag and drop form designer in the engineer side of the system. You can make these as extensive or as simple as you like. And what's really nice about them, in fact, is that in the malfunction type here, say that I've gotten completely lost, and in fact, I actually have an issue to do with my lift not working in one of the buildings. Then if I type in lift, then the frequently asked questions or possible solutions to do with this appear in front of me here, and I can click through to read those too. So that's really nice. You can't ever really get lost. And you can always try and resolve issues for yourself before you need to call someone up, call up an engineer. Just taking you back to the home page here. So behind these tiles, you also might want to search through to see what services are on offer to you. We've got a nice office facilities tile here, and behind this, you've got different sub-services to do with facilities. If we wanted to reach that air conditioning and climate control page, then we could do that from here. However, we might also want to do this from a building facilities page. We might want to go in here and see what sort of information is behind this. So we see a page here that was similar to our air conditioning page. We've got an overview of the service available, those frequently asked questions that we looked at, and then a few different forms that we might want to fill in to log something with an engineer. If I click through to this safety incident form, then you'll see I have a form that looks similar to the one that we looked at before. However, it's quite a lot more extensive, and there's a lot of information that you can register here. So you can attach files if you like, you can have radio buttons, and even say things like suggestions for improvement. And the good thing about these forms is that they get directed straight to the person that you want to see them when you submit them. So this might be the health and safety manager. In a typical instance, you might have a safety incident form, but historically you might have had to print out a form, fill it in with your pen, scan it in, then email it out to someone. It's a bit of a lengthy process, whereas here you can use a form and get it sent straight to the right person. Saves you a lot of time and effort there. But say you've just logged into the portal because you might have logged a request, a work order quite a long time ago, and you want to track the status of it. Well, you can do that from here too. Opening up my requests, I can see any ones that I've opened or I've closed, so ones that from the past, but they might contain useful information to me I might want to open up again. So say I'm having a problem with my air conditioning and it's still blowing out hot air instead of cold, and it's the height of summer. It's an absolute nightmare. It's boiling hot in the office. I might want to open up this work order that I logged on June the 21st. I've actually might decide that no one's helped me out with this, but I've managed to finish it myself. I've managed to fix it. So what I can do is I can close it off straight from here. And I can give a reason as to why I've closed it. So I might say, fixed it, and close that off. What's nice now is I can give some feedback between a 1 to 5 star rating, and then I can explain that rating too. Here, I might actually choose to give them only 1 star because I've been waiting a really long time to get feedback on that, and no one got back to me. And then I can say to them, please be more responsive in the future. And that feedback goes straight to the people that it really matters, and they'll be able to take that on board for you. And what's also really quite nice about these requests is if you are someone who's a manager in your organization, you can also see any requests or any work orders that people on your team have logged as well. So you can get an overview of the issues that they might be having too, and you can trace them up if necessary. So in the self-service portal here, we've looked at how your internal or external people that you support can fix their issues themselves in order to stop them calling you up all of the time. We then looked at some services that we have in a nice overview and saw how those can be laid out in your organisation. We looked at a nice safety form, which saved us a lot of time and effort filling in all the information about if something goes wrong, if there's been a health and safety issue. And the people that you support, you as a facilities team, can see can process existing requests from your end users or your customers, and they can look at their requests directly from this self-service portal and see if there's been an update to them. But for now, I'll leave it there for the self-service portal, and what I will do is I'll actually log in now as an engineer. I'm going to log in again as Fred, but let's pretend that he is actually the facilities manager and he works for Top Desk UK. When he logs in as an engineer, this is the screen he sees, but he can change this depending on what he would like to see. So each of these little widgets that we've got here, as we call them, can be dragged and dropped around. We looked at broad service disruptions in the self-service portal, while in the back end of the system as engineers, we just call those major work orders. So we looked at that problem where the hot water wasn't working, and this is how it looks in the back end of the system. As a manager, I can see all work orders or other tasks that I'm working on, and also have a look at everyone's work that they are doing too, just because I have the permissions to do so. And there might be some really important reports that I want to take a look at on a day-to-day basis, and I want those to be on the home screen when I log in, just to get a clear insight into what's going on with them. So I've just chosen to put one here. If I want to add on a new feature here, such as a web widget, where I can, for example, embed a web page or a video, such as a welcome to Top Desk or a training video, then I can do that from here too. I'm going to take you through a day-to-day scenario of how you might use Top Desk as a facilities manager now or as an engineer. So let's firstly take a look at the reactive side of supporting people through Top Desk. As Top Desk can be used to process and track the status of your work orders or jobs that you're working on, say that someone calls you up in a bit of a fluster, it's 9 AM on a Monday morning and you've barely even had a chance to start your coffee, you need to react in a manner, pick up the phone, get to work on their request straight away. You can start a new work order directly from this shortcut here. You ask the person their name, why are they calling? Well, their name is Mr. John Dean, and they are calling because they've got an issue with their lift. So the lift in their building has broken. And I can type in there, in the brief description of the issue, lift broken. And for those of you that were paying attention, you'll notice that down the right-hand side here, I've got a little pop-up which suggests the resolution to this issue for me. So I'm saying here, search knowledge items. Well, what do I mean here? Well, knowledge items are part of a wider bank of knowledge that I've got in the system. It's a bank of articles that we've filled up with predefined knowledge that we already know that helps us resolve our issues. And this stops us from rewriting the same resolutions to our customers time and time again. It saves us a lot of time here. So we use this pop-up in the right-hand corner of the screen to suggest what you can use to tell the customer or the person that's calling you up. What am I going to tell Mr. John Dean here? If I click on this resolution, then this piece of information pops up, which is what I can populate this work order with in order to resolve it straight away for me. I can click through just to make sure I'm using the most relevant one. Okay, this looks like the one that I want to populate my work order with. So if I simply click apply here, I can predefine the request that they've given me and also the answer that I'm going to give them. And all of these fields down the left-hand side have also been filled in for me automatically as well. So I don't have to determine who's going to process it, what sort of priority it is, what's the category and subcategory. I can even put its status to on hold automatically because I'm sending it out to a supplier now to come and fix this for me. And look, I've already actually managed to close this off as well. So what I can do here is tell the person on the phone, hold tight and get ready to get physical and take the stairs in the meantime until the lift gets fixed. if I go to save this work order to make sure it's all logged correctly, then up pops an automatically generated email that I can send out to this person as well. So they've got that information on hand too. So it gives the request that they made for the work order and the resolution that we gave them as well. But now I've done a little bit of reactive work in the system, I might want to also do some proactive work, so some planned preventative maintenance. How might I go about that? Well, if I just take you through to the modules page of Topdesk, so that's all the features that we offer, all the functionalities, and we look at an operations management feature. So this is essentially planned preventative maintenance management, where I would look at all my PPMs that I've got to do, schedule them, and make sure they get processed correctly. What we have here is an operations management planner. And if I click on here, this tells me all of the PPMs that need to be carried out today. So we need to actually service a coffee machine today. However, I can get a monthly overview here as well. So let's have a look at some of the things we've got. Oh, right. Well, I know that tomorrow I need to do some health and safety checks. Let me just prepare for that now. When I open this up, I know that I need to check that our health and safety rules are being followed. I know exactly what I need to do so that I can process that accordingly. Who's in charge of this? Oh, look, it's me. And I can say that I've resolved this, or if I don't get around to doing this, I can say why. And then I can either automatically log the time spent against this, or I can fill it in myself. And the good thing about using this functionality in this manner in a CAFM software is that you've got a full audit trail of everything that's gone on. Everything is timestamped, everything's got your name or your colleague's names logged against it, so you can see exactly who's done what when. So you can take that to your management and say, oh, look at all the proactive work I've done here. Let's hope this stops firefighting in the stops us from firefighting in the long run, and that we don't have as many reactive work orders coming in. So that's a way that I might also use the system to be a bit more proactive. But as a manager, I want to try and see what my team are up to on a day-to-day basis. And there's a nice little way that I can do that in Topdesk actually. So what's everyone working on today? If I take a look at the plan board feature here, you'll notice that everyone from the facilities management team is listed under here, and you can see exactly who is working today and what shifts they're doing. So I know that Dee Meadows here, Ms. Meadows, is today, the 13th, actually doing a front office shift, but tomorrow she's doing a back office shift. And I can also from here dispatch new work orders just by simply dragging and dropping them to the person that I want to. And I can gain a clearer insight into who has got tasks overdue that they need to work on. So Dee Meadows here, she's actually got 4 tasks that were due over a week ago. What's going on here? Do I need to go and have a chat to her to find out if she's struggling with something? What's the issue? Could it be that it's the supplier's fault in actual fact? Well, I can probably go and ask her about that. So that's another nice way that I can have a look at what my team are up to. But this is all well and good, doing all of this, this proactive and reactive work. But how do we get this information out of the system so that we can show it to up to management or up to the people that really matter, that want to see this information? Well, I can create new reports in Topdesk really quite easily to pull this data out. So what I'll do now for you is I will create a report straight from here. I hit the main Topdesk menu button and head to creating a new report. And let's, for the sake of it, create a new report on work orders. So all my work orders that I've logged in the system. I'm going to take a look at all work orders that have been logged since the start of using my Topdesk here. And quite a nice report to build might be to look at those that I have logged, but that have also breached their target date. So find out why they've breached their target date, what's going on here. If I then head through to where I want to drill down into the work orders, then I might want to look at the category, but also the subcategory of these work orders. So find out exactly what I can drill down into to establish what's gone wrong here. Now that I've done that, I choose how I want to display the report, and I do like a pie chart. And that's it. That's the report built. What you can see is here that a lot of these work orders have actually come from the central facilities team. And we want to see why on earth that might be. So let's click into that segment of the pie chart and have a look. 11 of our work orders have actually come from air conditioning. Why might that be? Why is it such a high percentage? Click again, and this opens up all of the work orders that have been logged against anything to do with air conditioning. So from here, we might be able to establish, is it our supplier that's the issue? Is it the target date that we give these work orders? Or could it just be the people that are logging these work orders? Do they need a little bit more training? Do we need to improve the knowledge that we give to them? We can establish that hopefully from here. And what's nice about these reports is that I can automatically schedule them to be daily or monthly or weekly, and I can send them out via email really straightforwardly to, for example, my manager or even just to my team. And once I've built all of these reports, what I can do is show them on a dashboard overview. So from here, you can see that I've got lots of different reports ongoing, and I can just keep an eye on exactly what's going on in the system. So that's a fairly brief overview into TopDesk and how it can be beneficial in a CAFM sense. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand you back over to Amy and back onto the presentation. But if you do have any questions at all, please do just stick around and we'll answer as many of them as we possibly can. I hope you've enjoyed the demonstration. But yeah, as I said, any questions would be most welcome. So thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you, Sam. So Sam has wrapped up quite nicely on what you've been shown in the tool, and hopefully that's given you some food for thought about what this might look like in your organizations, and perhaps to start thinking about the next steps of how you'd like to approach improving your processes or engaging in software. We have had one question which I think is quite beneficial to discuss with everyone, and that is, what does the implementation process look like for TopDesk? So Sam, I don't know, would you want to have a chat about that?
Yeah, so the implementation process is pretty straightforward, to be honest, and will be done by one of our in-house specialists. So one of our consultants would come out. We would establish exactly how many days of consultancy you might need to implement the software based on your exact requirements. And then someone will come and visit you and establish what you're looking to achieve. And we will take you through in the best manner exactly how the system can be implemented for you, whether that's internal or external support that you want to provide. And from them, we'll help you through the go live process as well. So it's all nice and streamlined, and you'll really get the best knowledge that we can provide to you based on what it is you're looking to roll out to people.
And everyone's a nice friendly bunch of consultants, so they'll be there to help you throughout.
Oh yeah, they're a lovely bunch, yeah.
Okay, so thank you again for listening. I think we're going to end the presentation there, but we've got some more specific questions we'll stay around to answer on the chat box. So we'll stop the audio of this and the recording, but please feel free to still chat with any questions on the box, because we'll stick around for about 5–10 minutes. If you do need to scoot off and you've asked a question, we can follow this up on email with you as well, so don't feel like you have to wait for us to reply on your question. So yeah, thank you again for listening, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you again soon. And again, you've got our email addresses on the screen should you want to get in contact again. So thank you very much.